is 19 hours GMT. Good evening to you. Welcome to News 360 and it's live on News Hub here at Adib Saani in Kanda. My name is Alfred.
And I am Portia Gabo.
She has been a victim of attempted kidnapping on 3 occasions. After several years of not seeking psychological help, she lives in fear and now suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. That's PTSD. At the height of the unending public conversation on kidnappings, Wendy Laryea brings you the story of a survivor.
Her first ordeal would have been ignored if not for the 2 other incidents. Like Abena, not her real name, many people are not even aware they are in a vulnerable situation and easy prey for kidnapping. Abna's first ordeal happened in 2005. She joined the public transport after work, which developed a mechanical problem at Dansoman Blue Lagoon. So she beckoned the taxi. It was after the thought over the occupants, where the taxi driver chose to park, and the words uttered that she knew she almost got kidnapped.
I was asking the driver like how much he would take and stuff. But he was insisting that the money is not even necessary. I should just get into the car, the passenger side. So the car was too dark. So the driver was trying to put on the lights in the car. I saw that there were 3 people at the back of the vehicle. So the car was already full. There was one at the front, there's a driver, and there's 3 men at the back. So I told him, the car is already full. So why will you tell me to enter the car? And then the one at the front said, oh, oye balok. He said in tree that oye balok. So tuna yonko. So they just sped up.
But her sense of consciousness soon gave in, and she returned almost to a normal life. Then, a second kidnapping.
It was in 2007. I'd gone to the training with my best friend, and we had closed around 5:30 p.m. I don't know whether I stopped the car or it was my friend who stopped the car. So the car had gone to park some meters away. But I was on a phone call. I was talking to somebody. So my attention wasn't on the people in the car. So I just went to sit down in the middle, and then my friend joined me, and the car was full. Just a few meters away from where we took the car, I had a slap from my back. But I thought it was the car which was involved in an accident. So I was just shouting, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And then one guy sitting beside me said, Jesus, where? We were just shouting. They were shouting at us not to shout. We should keep quiet. And then the other guy, just sitting at my left-hand side, put me on his lap. He just slapped me, was just slapping me, beating me here and there. And then the one at the front seat, the passenger seat, also shifted his seat in front, and then came to squat behind the seat in front of my friend. And then he was also holding on to my friend, putting my friend's head down. They asked me to remove my trousers. I took it off. They put my head in the trouser, and they used the other leg to tie my head. And then my friend was in a straight dress, tied her head. When they put us out, we fell just at the edge of a gutter. They had already taken our phones, our monies, our jewelry.
And then the third.
It happened in 2008. I had gone to escort a friend. So I picked a taxi that was going towards Sobolo, that stadium where I live. There was a very fast, sharp light that threw into the car. And then I realized that the people in the car, they were 4 men. And I was the only lady. And the one at the front had this big hammer that the Masons used for shouting on top of my head that my money is with that guy. So I just opened the door and they got down.
I asked whether it was coincidence or negligence.
Sometimes I think it's negligence on my part. Before I used to even blame myself that I didn't check well. But if I checked all those things, I could have seen those signs and maybe not enter the car. And then sometimes too, I think it's coincidence that it happens to only me all the time.
For most victims who suffer kidnappings and abuse, it is a difficult story to share, unless a trouble one seeks therapy for. She noted, seeking psychological help was never really an option. Out of curiosity, I suggested a visit to a psychologist to ascertain the effects the kidnapping situations may have had on her. She agreed to avail herself for treatment if the option was available. We headed to the Department of Psychiatry at the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital. Head of Department, Dr. Ruth Owusu-Enchi, met us.
Welcome.
She had her first session with Dr. Owusu-Enchi, who later had a conversation with me.
He has a lot of symptoms that point to the fact that something has gone wrong. If probably she had come earlier, she would have escaped all these things. Her trust level has really gone down. She lives in fear almost every time. Definitely she needs to go through some form of clinical psychotherapy, and that is exactly what I'm going to do for her.
She expressed worry about the state of survivors of kidnappings.
We are not taking it serious just because we are not aware of the impact some of these things have on victims. And so I would put the blame on just illiteracy. We just don't know. And so that is how come we are not doing the right things. And it's about time we educated ourselves so that we give the right kind of help as a nation to victims.
The police service has assured the public of its readiness to deal with the crime, requested public support and time. Security analyst Adib Saani said he doubts the police service showing enough commitment in dealing with kidnapping issues.
The investigation regime is quite porous. The investigation regime really has to be worked on, and one of the ways that can be done is for us to have a database. You see someone committing crime in Accra, he's caught, prosecuted, incarcerated, released, he goes to commit the same crime in Tamale, and nobody seems to have that database, and I think it's worrying.
In the face of public hysteria due to new cases coming into the media domain, due to social media, people will have to be more conscious about their environment than they usually are. If you or someone you know has suffered from a kidnapping situation, please get help. Call the Mental Health Authority on 050-991-4046. Wendy Laryea, TV3 News.